certified pre-owned vehicle. I do not even fucking understand.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
What's up guys, and welcome finally to video number 1 in my 4-week birthday vacation series. And oh my god, I am so excited to get into this. It was a lot to go through, so I'm sorry that it took about a month for me to sort through the footage and start getting these out. But this whole week, you're going to be seeing a video every other day, each pertaining to 1 week of my 1-month birthday vacation that I took in November. From November 1st to December 1st. And today's video is going to cover November 1st to November 8th. My job here is to narrate some of the clips you're going to be seeing so that it's more visually pleasing for you guys. I'm wearing a little onesie, I got all dolled up, and I am ready to show you guys my vacation. But just this once, I'm gonna let past Tara, November 1st Tara, do my job and explain exactly how excited I was. Take it away, old Tara, younger Tara. What's up guys, welcome to day 1 of my vacation. This is the longest vacation I've ever taken in my entire life. Normally, I would just talk like this, where it's really hard to see my fucking awesome tits and stuff, and we would do out and about vlogs. But since you guys have been liking the half and halves, this is the only time I'm actually gonna do an intro in this style. I'm actually just gonna record relevant happenings, funny things, and B-roll, which is just like environmental panning across like interesting stuff to give you an idea of the environment. But I wanted to start this out very personal and stuff. 2 days ago, I was feeling extreme anxiety. I was pretty much done, so it wasn't anxiety about not being able to like finish my work and stuff. It was like extreme anxiety, the kind that you get when you like miss a couple days of school and you're like, I have missed everything, both socially and with my schoolwork, and I am behind and I am irrelevant now and I am never going to survive. And I was feeling that preemptively for this vacation. And now, today, now that I'm actually on the vacation, I haven't done anything yet, I just woke up and got ready, but now that I'm actually on the vacation, I feel so much better, and I feel freer, and I'm like, whatever. And I will be interjecting with how I feel at the moment, so if there's any time I feel a certain way, and the feeling actually matters to try to convey to you guys in the vlog, I will pull this out and talk to you guys this way, but mostly, as I said, the talking portions are gonna be higher quality. I don't know why I get in random, like, meltdown modes. Sometimes all of those stresses can pile up, and I'm just like allow it to get to me for a day, and I was having one of those days, and I just slept on it like always, and I just logicked myself out of it, and I gave Jay a hug, and I talked to him about it and got it off my chest, and now I feel so much better. I was worried, like, what if the stuff that I scheduled for you guys isn't good enough, or what if everyone unsubscribes, or what if like a catastrophe happens where I lose one of my accounts, or I have to contact like support, and then I'm just stressed out the entire vacation. But hopefully the stuff that I've recorded for you guys that you've already all seen at this point is good. Let's go ahead and start the vacation. I was also really excited because I felt so fucking sexy that day. Like, I was wearing that Fashion Nova romper that I had gotten like a year prior when I started losing weight and then gained it all back during my birthday month, which I didn't do this year, thankfully. But like when I put the romper on, it actually looked good enough for me to go outside in it, which was super nice because prior to that, I felt just fat and frumpy and awful in it unless I was doing like a perfect pose. But the real reason I was excited was I was on my way to shop for my dream car, which I had told myself I was not going to buy, but here I was going to shop for a Jeep Wrangler as early as I possibly could in my vacation so I could use it for as much of my vacation as possible. But I knew it might take a few days, so I wanted to start early. Okay, so let me run you through the entire 2-day experience of me buying this Jeep, which was a bigger clusterfuck than I had ever imagined. Beforehand, I was texting Red, who's like really into like finance, haggling, and stuff like that. He is really savvy with that kind of stuff, and he and I had devised a plan, along with Jay, of course. We were gonna go in, look at Jeeps, leave it ambiguous as to what we wanted. We were like thinking that we would be like maybe a Jeep so that he could try to sell us on the Wrangler, but obviously already I was set on a Jeep Wrangler. I just didn't know the specifics of what I wanted.
Dude, do they sell Hummers?
No.
Okay, ask for a Hummer.
Why?
Because then they'll be like, well, we have Jeeps. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't want to be so dumb to ask about a Hummer.
Why? You just said I should.
I want you to.
Wow! I don't know what I want. It's all so hard. The strategy was to 100%, no matter what, not buy that day, and have him kind of fighting for my business by calling me the next day, offering me better prices, etc. Now, haggling in itself seems kind of intimidating, but it was not that easy. We'll get into that later. So we arrived at the dealership, which I am going to affectionately call Jeep dealership number 1, and we started perusing, just walking around, and then an older gentleman came up to us, and that was going to be our dealer named Bill. At this point, I wasn't acting like I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know if I wanted a Sport or a Rubicon. I didn't know nearly as much as I do now about Jeeps. I didn't know if I wanted a 4-door or a 2-door. I felt like both had their merits. What's the price difference from the Unlimited to the 2-door?
On a Rubicon, maybe $1,000.
So we just kind of allowed him to like take us around, look at different Jeeps, and just talk about things with us. During this time, I was trying my best with Victor to take some incognito footage, so I was just like holding my camera and letting it run, but I don't think I got really anything. Maybe I got a few snippets of things that he was saying or that I was saying that was silly.
Look at that sunset. I love how he just keeps talking to him so I can like go look around. I actually like that. I don't like interacting with people. I just get to soak in everything. Like, I hear everything they say. And then I'll just pipe up and he'll be like, why the fuck is she talking? She hasn't even been here. I've been here.
But eventually Bill took us to a 4-door Jeep that was not a Rubicon. I think it was a Sport, and had us test drive that. It was all stock, and when I was driving it, it felt really bumpy, like bumpier than a regular Jeep.
It feels so wobbly to me, maybe because I drive a sports car. It's not even, because this is not even lifted. Yeah.
So it wasn't the greatest experience, but still, I was set on a Jeep Wrangler, of course. When we got back to the lot, I wanted to also test drive the 2-door Rubicon, because I wanted to see what it felt like to go from a regular Jeep to a Rubicon with all of the off-road, and a 2-door because I wanted to see if that handled better, if I liked it better, if it felt too cramped, etc. Needless to say, after I drove that car, I was fucking in love, and I was pretty much set on the 2-door and a Rubicon.
Oh, this feels so much better. Oh yeah, I'm good left today. Woman driver, okay? Calm down. Or don't calm down, because woman driver. It's like so much more responsive from like the first little tap on the whatever.
That might just be like a pedal adjustment that you're talking about. Or
What? Who adjusts their pedals?
Well, you can change the.
I feel like it's a tire engine thing. Oh, this is creeping me out. Am I turning here?
Yeah.
For a little bit of context, for those of you who are not Jeep fanatics, Jeeple, like I am now, there's a Sport, which is like kind of just it's a standard Jeep, basically. Then there's a Sahara, which is made for luxury, and then there's a Rubicon, which is basically a Sport with a bunch of off-road mods already on it. Like, I think it has like a 1 or 2 inch lift already. It has 33-inch all-terrain tires that are better, automatic sway bar release, differential lockers, etc. Standard, I think, or as options, because it's more meant to be taken off-road right out the door. And if you guys don't know, the Jeep Wrangler is by far the best off-road vehicle. It's basically built backwards, so it's built for off-road, and then they add in things that make it okay on the street. Anyway, I digress. Back to the story. So the 2-door that made me fall in love with the 2-door Rubicon was a white Rubicon that was a 2018. I had personally conveyed to Bill, our car salesman, that one of 2 things that I really cared about was that it was a brand new car.
Well, I just care that it's new.
I thought you cared. Wait, you cared it's 20. You don't care about the year?
As long as it's over 2018, because I don't want to jail.
Now, Bill, the entire time, assured us that the white one was brand new. That was the one he wanted to sell us, and I was pretty much on board. Obviously, I wanted a 2020 or something newer, but a 2018 with a really good price that's brand fucking new, even if it was white, because that's my least favorite car color in existence. I was planning on just wrapping it or getting it a new paint job. Again, I want to state this as clearly as I stated it to Bill. Is this car new? I want a new car. Is it a 2-door? Yes. Is it a Rubicon? Yes. Okay, let's talk about actually buying this car. So we do the whole looking at the paperwork, looking at what he's offering us, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna think on it. I'm gonna go home. And another thing I wanted to do was I wanted to get, as per recommended by my editor Red, I wanted to get approved for a loan from my bank so that I didn't get shitty rates from whatever fucking lender they had on hand at the dealership. So I was like, okay, Bill, call me tomorrow. I'm interested, but I'm gonna mull it over, maybe look at a couple other dealerships, and I'm gonna talk to my bank. As we were leaving, I look at the side of the white Jeep just to kind of admire it again, to think about how one day, or possibly tomorrow, it could be mine, and I see a sticker that says certified pre-owned vehicle. I do not even fucking understand what would go through Bill's mind trying to sell me a Jeep when I specifically said I really just want a fucking brand new car, and then trying to sell me this 2018 certified pre-owned car when I said I wanted a new car. I don't even understand. So Jay and I were like, excuse me, this says certified pre-owned. Why? He ends up giving us the most ridiculous, nonsensical, mental gymnastics runaround bullshit answer ever. I will let heated hot tub Tara from November 1st explain this to you. Go ahead, Tara. I'm in a bikini.
You sure they can hear?
Yeah, they can hear me for sure. We went to go fucking try to buy my Jeep that I've been wanting like for fucking ever today. And Red gave me, and like we had been talking about, Jay and I, all these like strategies where like we should go there and pretend that we don't specifically want a Jeep Wrangler, that we're just looking for some kind of vehicle. We should act like we're not gonna buy it today for sure. Like we have to leave and then like mull it over so that they call us and give us a better deal. For me at first it felt like it was a pretty normal situation. They were showing at first I drove like one of the Jeeps that's not a Rubicon, it was a 4-door, and it was like the tire pressure was low and it was a little bouncy, and it definitely wasn't as good as a Rubicon. So I get in the 2-door Rubicon, and I've been like wanting to go with a 2-door for a while now because it's just cuter and it makes more sense, and I can, you know, I don't really care to like shuttle people around or buy any kind of like furniture or anything usually. He was selling it to me as like a new car the entire time. He was like, yeah, this is new. I noticed that like when we get back where it's actually talking about like, yeah, this might be the one that I want, it was really nice. And I see that there's a certified pre-owned sticker on the side. Why does it have a certified pre-owned sticker? Oh, because it was a loaner vehicle, like, or no, he said it was new, right? He like expressly said that it was new, to Jay at least. Jay won't talk in a video. He'll be really angry about this in the car with me, but he won't talk in a video.
I have to yell.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Can we just turn off the bubbles?
If you want.
Well, now you can see my dick.
No, you can't. Oh, you can maybe. Well, I'm actually wearing a bikini top, so.
I asked him, I'm like, wait, so is this a pre-owned vehicle? He's like, no. And I'm like, but it says certified pre-owned. And he's like, that's just the insurance we use for it. And I'm like, you use a used car insurance for a new car? He said, yeah, why wouldn't we? If they let us. And I'm like, well, that's really confusing. Like, he kept trying to convince me it's new.
We finally got it out of him that like they owned the title, but no one else has titled it or something.
I had to explain that like there's like a $5,000 to $10,000 difference between a new and used car, and this is a used car. And he's like, well, I mean, if you care about like 2,000 miles, and I'm like, well, it's not just a 2,000 miles. It's like there's like a mental difference between going out and buying a used car and a new car. It's like a completely different thing. People will pay $10,000 more for a new one.
Yeah, and like he didn't sell it. Like he should. I think that it would have been more like, obviously they're going to be a little bit disingenuous anyway, but like I think it would have been a better selling point and made the buyer feel better if they were like, well, we want to, you know, like you're going to save a lot more on this car, and also it has a better warranty. The certified pre-owned warranty, I'm going to put it like this because I keep almost getting your dick. The certified pre-owned warranty is actually better. It's like 100,000 miles instead of 60,000, and it's like longer. He could have just used that as a selling point and been like, look how much money you could have saved, rather than being like, oh no, it's a new vehicle and I'm giving you a fucking killer deal, oh my god. And he comes back and he's all like, I don't want to get you like too excited, like, you know, like he was a nice guy, like an older guy. As soon as we went inside and it was like we were done test driving and stuff, I no longer had battery, and so I didn't get the like most integral part, you know, like it's so stupid. So I showed you guys
now
the
you're
first
screaming
part.
And there's no bubbles.
I always scream.
Yeah, well, there's nighttime.
Who gives a fuck? What?
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Fuck our neighbors.
That's what she always says when I say like, oh, the neighbors are there. Like, fuck them.
What's even crazier and made us think even more that he was telling the truth during the whole debacle about how it was new is that he was trying to sell it to us at like regular 2018 brand new car MSRP prices. Like what? Obviously I was expecting for him to try to get like a better deal out of us, meaning that we pay more money. And then once we leave and he calls us, he'll give us a better deal, but I was not expecting us to be force-fed a used Jeep at new Jeep prices. That was just, I can't. So after telling us that, oh, well, the dealership owned it, and oh, it's totally normal that it has like 1,000 miles almost on it, yeah, driving back and forth and test driving is really gonna get that much miles on it, Yeah. Here was his plan. He was like, okay, you want a brand new one? Well, guess what? Jeep Rubicons that are 2-door are really, really rare. We just ran it through the computer and there are only 2 anywhere near us. And they're at different dealerships in, wait for it, Arizona, not Nevada, Arizona, bordering state. Not the state that we're in, right? And the only 2 that there are is a red one and a silver one. And what he would so nicely do for us, because we are so fucking picky that we want a new car rather than a used one, or at least not to be lied to about it, was he can go ahead and have his guys go grab the Jeep of my choice out of the 2 that I can choose from and drive it within 24 hours before he calls me back the next day, all the way from Arizona to Nevada, free of charge and totally without me entering into any signed contracts. Oh yeah, okay, so this is the best part, right? So I want a 2-door Rubicon, and for some reason that is actually rare, but he was telling me that there were none in Vegas and he would have to like get one from his other dealership in Arizona, and for sure it'll only take a day. So I'm like, I could literally have my Rubicon tomorrow from Arizona, and like, I don't want to buy it before I drive it, and you don't want to ship it to yourself, you know, with all that cost until I sign the contract. So how does that even work? Like, how is that good for both of us? And he was saying like, oh, it'll just take a day. It's not a big deal. If you really don't want it, he was using a bunch of terminology that was like, yeah, you're kind of locked in the contract, but we don't want like bad reviews or to like make our company look bad, or like, we're not trying to scam you. Like really obvious, there's gonna be some kind of fine line in this contract that I sign. Yeah, that didn't seem viable. That didn't seem like it was a good opportunity cost for them, especially because he was going to allow me to go home without signing anything, spend all of that time and effort and gas, and assume all of the risk in case I came back and I was like, this isn't for me. I'm gonna go with that dealership over there. I'm gonna go with a fucking Grand Cherokee or something. Like, imagine the loss for that dealership. To me, that was sketchy in itself. Like, I'm a skeptical person as it is, very cynical, very misanthropic, and in my mind, there was just no possible way that they weren't gonna charge me a shipping fee, they weren't gonna make me sign something saying I now have to buy this Jeep, and they were just gonna do it within 24 hours without putting tons of miles on the Jeep, so they're gonna actually rent out one of the semis that grabs the Jeep and takes it back, and then drive hundreds of miles from Arizona. So I'm texting Red, and I'm updating him on all this information, right? And I'm telling him, oh, they say there's 0 other 2-door Rubicon Jeeps in Nevada. Red sends me a red Rubicon, which is like the description of the one that he said was in Arizona, and we look at the VIN number and it's literally the same thing in Vegas at a different dealership that they don't own. So what they were gonna do is just buy the vehicle from this other dealership and have it sent to them and act like they have some magical like fucking 1-day shipping free of charge. So we call him out on it. We're like, look at this piece of paper you printed for us. Look at the VIN number there, and look at the VIN number. And we weren't rude about this. I'm just like heated because what the fuck? You know car dealerships are shady. You know car salesmen are shady, but this is like a whole new level for me. And it doesn't even stop there, just wait. Car dealership number 2, website, VIN number, exact match, and he goes, oh wow, that is the car. So yeah, we could totally have it here by tomorrow then. Way easier than I thought. Okay, yeah, you really thought it was at your brand name dealership over in Arizona that I don't even know if exists. But in actuality, it's at a competitor dealership and you didn't realize. So we tell him once again, all right, we're gonna leave and think about it and talk to the bank, etc. Jay thought the guy was gonna go grab the Jeep that night, bring it to their dealership, and then be like, yeah, it's right here. I got it for you. Now just deal with us. Otherwise, why wouldn't I just check with the other dealership and see if they can give me better prices? They already have the Jeep, and there wouldn't have to be a dealer trade. So winding down that night, all we did basically was go to the hot tub, rant about that to the camera, and then we watched The Shining, which Jay had never seen before, and I hadn't seen since I was really young, and I wanted to do that on October 31st, Halloween, but we just never got around to it. It was a nice night, and then it's November 2nd. Okay, so this is when it gets really convoluted, but also much more interesting. Aside from going to the bank that day and getting approved for a really low APR with my personal bank rather than their lender, we also wanted to call the dealership, Jeep dealership number 2, we're gonna affectionately call it, that actually has my Jeep Rubicon, to see if they would possibly give us a better deal. It just makes sense, right? They're gonna want to sell the Jeep directly to us rather than dealer trading and then not getting the sale. So finally, at around 12 or something, Bill from dealership number 1 calls me and he's like, can you call me back? Because I didn't answer. I guess I was in the shower or something. I text him and I'm like, can we text? I like text a lot better because I'm not a boomer, but him being a boomer, he was just like never responding to me and responding with like one-word answers. So I finally just call him back and listen to what he has to say. Basically what he was saying was, yes, of course we can get the Jeep here today. All we have to do is have you come in and then we'll get it to you within a couple hours. It'll be really easy. We will 100% have the Jeep for you today if you want it. So, to make him sweat, I actually say, yeah, that sounds good. I haven't gone to the bank yet, and I also want to call the other dealership just to see if they will give me something better, because obviously, as a consumer, I want the best prices, right? Bill sheepishly agrees, and we get off the phone. We end up making a wasted trip to the bank because lo and behold, you can't even do it in person, and it's very easy to do online. Jay calls dealership number 2 to see if they'll give us a better deal, as is per the plan, and the girl on the phone probably didn't understand what we were saying because it is kind of confusing. Like, we're trying to buy your Jeep but from someone else, and the girl on the phone is just like, yeah, we'll give you $100 off. So at this point, I'm filling out a loan application for Jeep dealership number 1 because $100 off is not worth the hassle of me now going farther away to a different dealership and entering into a new relationship with them where I already know I'm going to get a decent price at dealership number 1. All we have to do is move the Jeep from point A to point B. With loan applications from your bank, you actually have to put in the dealership that you're going to buy from. So I was already filling out the dealership application for dealership number 1. We were fully ready to go with them. But just as I was about to call Bill back and update him, Jay gets a call back from someone named Charlene at dealership number 2, and she's willing to offer a better price now that she actually understands what the fuck is going on and did a little research and digging into it. And Bill's probably on the phone calling her like, hey, do you want to dealer trade this Jeep? And she's like, I just had a call about that Jeep. Oh, it makes sense now. So literally for like 3 to 4 hours, we're getting calls and texts back and forth between these two dealerships, basically like in a dealership war. Dealership 2 has my Rubicon physically and now won't give it up to Bill because they're saying, oh, well, we're holding it now for a prospective buyer. And Bill is over here at dealership number 1 trying very hard to get the Jeep and relinquish it into their hands because he promised me to get my business that I would get the Jeep within 24 hours or less. And it has been almost 24 hours at this point, and they can't sell me a Jeep that they don't have. I'm gonna go ahead and read you some of the texts, some of the back and forths. They were interesting enough that I thought I would save them. Obviously, I'm going to get rid of and redact any personal information from either of these two people, but it was some funny dealership interaction nonetheless. Good morning, Tara. This is Bill from dealership number 1. He wants me to call him. We talk about texting. He's a boomer. So then I say, I'll give you a call in a bit on the way to the bank, and then I'm going to give the dealership that has the red Jeep a call. And then he says, thanks. If you are good at bank, I'll go get it. So a little bit later, I say, little update. We got approved by our bank, and we inquired with dealership number 2 to see if they can beat your price. We are currently waiting on their reply. After that, I'll give you a call. And then he says some weird, cryptic boomer stuff. We want you here as a patron and friend. We won't be undersold. Which I had to ask Jay what the fuck was even going on, because that sounded really weird. We won't be undersold, bitch. Dealership jargon, probably. Meanwhile, Jay gets this text from Charlene. Hi, Giovanni. I don't know who the fuck Giovanni is. I guess Jay can, in some alternate reality, sound like Giovanni. I don't know. This is Charlene, the internet director at dealership number 2. I just left you a voicemail. I'm texting regarding the Rubicon Wrangler that we have here on our lot. Please give us a call on this number. It's my cell. Thanks. Daisy gave me the screenshot of what dealership number 1 is selling our vehicle for to you as a dealer trade. I can beat that deal. Are you interested in taking a short drive up here to get a better deal on our vehicle, or would you like me to dealer trade it to that store and pay the higher price with them? And then Jay incredulously replies, I already asked what you could do for me and you said $100. They were obviously able to beat that. Just making sure that there is more than the $100 deal because what the fuck. The GSM is speaking with the GM right now. Are you at dealership number 1 now? Jay says we're in contact with them, and then she says, I'll take that as a no then. Not physically, only in spirit, Jay says. So I text Bill back. They have offered us a slightly better deal. What I'm going to need from you to say yes right now is to ensure me that you can get it to your dealership today, and I'd like you to give me a bid off from last night's purchase order as well. I prefer to go with you guys because of the rapport we have built, but I also want the best price and convenience. I don't really care about their rapport, but because we know them a little bit better, we know about the lies. Better the devil you know though, still, in my opinion. So he just says, of course. And then I say, okay, what can you offer me out the door and how long will it take you to get it there? I wanted like definitive answers. He says 1,000 more, so 1,000 more off. And I said, I think I'm happy with that. I'm glad we can make it work. I can be there in 2 to 3 hours. Can I expect it there by then or when today? Please let me know once it's confirmed. I'd also like to know how it will be transported. And then he just replies with shortly, and I say, okay. Then a little bit later, I got the actual confirmation of what they would give us, and I said, they contacted us and offered us $49,700 out the door. Could you do $49,000 and still get it today? If so, I will tell them to fuck off right now, do the dealer trade, and stop talking to them. It's getting late. So here were my thoughts at this point. I had reservations about going with dealership number 1 because dealership number 1 didn't even have the Jeep at that point. How would they transport it? Would they get it there on time? I hadn't test driven it, so having them bring it there and then I test drive it, maybe there's something wrong with it, I don't want it. That would suck. I knew dealership number 1 and I knew Bill, but I didn't know dealership number 2 or Charlene, but I also then didn't know that they had lied to me and they do physically have the Jeep. So it was confusing. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but at the same time, dealership number 2 at this point seemed to be run by women and maybe I could, finagle a better deal out of them because of that. No misogyny. Men and women have their inherent strengths. But in the end, dealership number 1 just couldn't beat out dealership number 2's deal, while also transporting it over there, and Bill just kind of gave up. No wonder he wanted us to believe that it was out of state and we couldn't do it ourselves and he had to deal with transport. No fucking wonder. Because this is exactly what his nightmare probably was, were I to find out that the Wrangler was in this state and I could just go to the other dealership and check it out. It was about 6 or 7 p.m. when we finally started making our way down to dealership number 2 to sign all of the papers, and here's a little clip of me talking about how I felt in that moment about Bill's lies. We're going to get my Jeep! Ah! What ended up happening is it was a crazy back and forth. We actually called the place that actually had the Jeep, and we were like, do you guys want to go through us and give us a better deal? Because, it would be easier for us, and, you would get the deal instead of just doing a dealer trade with the other Jeep place, and then we get it from them. They were like, yeah, we'll just give you like $100 off or some shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Only 100. And so we were like, okay, and we decided to go with the other place, effectively, right? They called back when we were in conversation with the other place, and they were like, oh, well, I guess we didn't understand the situation. I don't know if they said that, but they were like clearly trying to get us to go through them. They were like, we have the Jeep here, and like trying to make some non-arguments as to why we should go with them. And then they finally ended up giving us like $1,200 more than the 100 that they said they were going to give us. It's all kind of confusing, but basically what we're getting off of MSRP is almost
100 less.
They're giving us $1,200 more of a discount.
They're giving it to us for less.
They're giving, yeah, obviously.
fine.
The guy from the first place ended up calling us because I was like, look, you give us another $500 off and we will just tell this other place to fuck off. That's what I texted him, and he just called me and he was like, thank you for your business, I really appreciate it. And it's like, I feel for the guy because it's obvious why he had to lie to us, but you have to remember that he also lied to us. But at the same time, I'm the kind of person that doesn't give a shit that he lied because I understand why. It wasn't like a malicious intent thing. It was like I'm trying to feed my family and, do my job type of thing. He just doesn't know how to do it well enough without it. So I don't hold it against him. He just seemed really sad when... Fuck him! But, yeah, I mean, fuck him generally the same amount throughout the entire thing. I'm just like, I don't care. I understand that he's doing this job. We're not his friends or whatever. But I think a lot of people will be really mad that he lied and just be like, yeah, fuck him. But I've been, yeah, fuck him since the beginning because why, he's a car salesman. That's what they have to do. It's the nature of the business. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. So now we're on our way to get it and I'm excited. Obviously, I'll have footage from that. Also, this happened on the way there.
What? Record that?
Excuse? All right.
You got it?
Yeah. So we get there, I test drive my Jeep, which is now Reaper, my Jeep. We go inside and immediately he hands me this form which says mandatory arbitration agreement and asks me to sign it. I Google it and I find out that it's a scam. And now I'm stressed again. So basically what a mandatory arbitration agreement is it's a way for the dealership to be held harmless in case they do anything to fuck you over or anything happens to the Jeep that shouldn't happen to the Jeep that should be their fault. It has me waiving my right to sue them, and then we have to go to an arbitrator rather than actual court to settle the agreement. The arbitrator would be chosen by the dealership and would not be impartial and would pretty much always side with the dealership, and the dealership still has the right to sue me in case I do anything or for for whatever reason. I'm going to link in the description the reasons why this is particularly scary and why you shouldn't deal with dealerships, especially used car ones that aren't tied to a specific car make, just so you can be a more informed consumer. And had it been a used car that I was buying, or a used car dealership with a bunch of different makes and models of cars rather than a Chrysler dealership, I would have walked out right there. It's that scary. But also, I have no options because there's only 2 Jeeps in Vegas. I don't even know if the other one is in Arizona. Maybe it is. And the one I want is right here, so I didn't have options. And also, as I was reading online, it said that like most dealerships try to push this on you as a standard thing. So there was no guarantee that a different Chrysler Jeep dealership wouldn't do the same. I tell him I don't want to sign it, and he gives me some bullshit like, oh, this is just a gentleman's agreement stating that you will, in good faith, come to us if you have any problems before you sue us. And Jay is sitting there like smelling the bullshit. He's like, no, it's waiving our rights to sue if we ever want to. It is not just saying, please come to us. You know, it's not a suggestion. It's a loss of fucking rights. So I'm just like, no, I don't want to sign this. And he's like, okay. And he goes and talks to the manager. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not going to get my Jeep today. All of this 2-day debacle for nothing. So after talking to the manager, he comes back and he's like, okay, you don't have to sign it if you don't want to, but seriously, it's just a gentleman's agreement. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to sign it. Thanks for letting me not. And then he leaves again to go get more paperwork or something. I don't know. Every time I've been involved in any kind of like transaction with cars, once for Jay and once for my parents, or twice for my parents maybe, they always make you sit at the dealership before signing the papers for like ever. It's like you sink so much time into it that you're more willing to sign random crazy pieces of paper that just sign your life away or something. I don't know what the strategy is, but it's really weird. Anyway, while he was gone, I had this sinking feeling in my stomach. I was almost sick to my stomach. I went to the bathroom and I texted Red and I told Jay about how I felt. I was just like, this feels really shady now that they tried to do this to us and then lie to us about it. But both Jay and Red were really encouraging. They're like, you did it. You haggled for a great deal. The Jeep is good. It's brand new, clearly. It has 9 miles on the odometer. You did it. Just sign it. Everyone knows that car dealers are fucking shady. Just read what you sign and you'll be good. So I felt a little bit better. We go into this room with this dude who cusses a lot and was really cool and was talking about fun stuff while we sign very straightforward documents about the loan that was under my bank's name, so I felt comfortable about it. And everything from there just went very smoothly. And as the sun was setting outside and it was getting pretty dark, I was sitting there inspecting for the first time my Jeep. My Reaper. It was pretty amazing. It was a pretty amazing experience. And I still feel so grateful and so happy to have him. Such a cool fucking car. Something I've wanted forever. After all of the haggling, the lying, the back and forths, and the bullshit, I was so happy to just drive home. My vlog camera placement in the Jeep still needs a little work though. And the night ended with me driving Reaper home in the dark, listening to my favorite music, and getting some rest. Okay, quick side note before we go on to November 3rd. I had planned in this video to talk all about why I felt comfortable buying a brand new car, why I felt like it was not only necessary, but I deserved it and I could afford it, and kind of just like explaining myself. Not to like appease people who think that they can control what I do with my money or my life or what I buy or what I own, but just to kind of explain my thought process behind why I so badly wanted a Jeep Wrangler and to talk about the history behind why I wanted it and what I was going to use it for and what I was excited about. But this video is already gonna be so fucking long, so we'll save that for maybe a Jeep modding video. I've already done 2 Jeep videos that are not out yet, that won't be out for a bit because I've already done enough ASMR. That gives you one hint. There's gonna be a lot of Jeep videos that hopefully I can make appealing to my wider audience. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. Let me know in the comments if you are, because that will encourage me to make it more soon. November 3rd. Okay, so now that the dealership debacle is over and I am now the proud owner of my red Reaper, my Jeep Wrangler Jeep Reaper. That's why it's named that, in case you didn't notice. Things get a lot less complicated and complex and a lot more fun. So today I decided that I wanted to drive Reaper over to the REI in my town and check out some stuff for Jay, basically, but also for me. I hadn't been to REI since I started hiking, so previously my opinion of REI was like, oh, weird, smelly hiker, backpacker things. And now it was, wow, I really want to peruse this place and see what kind of shit they have, rather than just buying random cheap Amazon Prime stuff. It was just a fun little reason for me to drive Reaper somewhere and geek out on hiking gear, basically. Driving Reaper to the mall was fun. It was when it first started sinking in that I have a new car. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Does it auto-lock? I don't know. Thank you, love you, bye-bye. I feel special. It feels so
big and lumbery, but it's cool.
First thing we did is kind of just walk around the store, hang out, and peruse. We did that standard Tara and Jay outdoor vlog thing where we just look around and make jokes about things that we see and pretend to hate each other.
I like this video if Jay needs a combo clava to shut the fuck up. Aww. That is cute. It's a little like rock thing, you put fire under it. Dude, and they say you gotta be gross to hike, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. And I say, looks like we came to buy a new bed. Feels like nothing. That's what she said. Ooh, feels like something to me. I've never seen better graphics.
The first item on the agenda was some solid gloves, because I knew we were going to Mount Charleston later in the month, spoiler alert, and I thought that there possibly could be snow. At least it would be 20 degrees cooler than 50 degrees, which is what it is in Vegas, so I was preparing to have very, very cold hands.
Whoa, you're like about to choke somebody. He can't choose between an REI and Black Diamond. Get Black Diamond because it's cooler. If you actually can't care, or don't care. Because REI is like, what? Like, why would you do an REI brand? You gotta film me trying on mine. Put 2 fingers in one hole. That's what she said. Oh, these are so cute. I think I like the Smart Wool ones because they're a cute color and they're not super thick. I don't like it when the tips of my fingers and gloves are like sloughing off. It's really annoying to me. And like on every thumb, it's like that. Like, what is this? Do I have really short thumbs?
These are too big.
But I did extra small in the last one and everything was super tight except for the thumb.
Then we just went through the clothing section and took a bunch of clothing that we thought might be interesting to try on and just threw it in the cart. I wanted to try some Smart Wool leggings and tops because they're $100 a piece and I want to know why the fuck Smart Wool is so much better than my standard Gymshark leggings or something, which are, you know, almost $100 a piece, but standard wool leggings, why? What is so special about them?
Okay, so Smart Wool is extremely expensive, but it wicks away moisture and keeps you warm and cool at the same time, so it's like super technology. I have a pair of smalls. I just want to try it. I want to see how it feels. It seems to like create static and stick to everything, so I don't even know if I would like it, but this girl is looking sexy in this. Let's check out that ass. I feel like I could throw these leggings into my ass crack and it would look good. Well, that is a cute pattern.
Then we went over to the men's clothing section. I specifically wanted to get Jay a puffy, like a down puffer or a synthetic puffer or something, because he was still hiking in completely cotton t-shirts with no jacket. I had already bought 2 jackets that were very aesthetic but also warm on Hollister earlier that month, so Jay needed something to not die on Mount Charleston, basically.
Hello. Is it big enough in the arms? Like, to go all different directions? Zip it up. Oh!
How much can I go?
There. Yeah, real men don't need it to go that high, you know what I'm saying? You'll have a more legit jacket than I will. Patagonia's like the brand, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's attached to a fucking thing, so you can't steal it.
And of course, instead of wearing shorts or Adidas sweatpants, I wanted to try to get him in some Nathan Drake pants. For no reason other than utility.
Oh, yeah. Can I sell you on some Nathan Drake pants? Can you get the Microsoft employee sweater off?
It's so soft.
So we'd gotten to the store around 5 and it was nearing 6 at this point, so we headed toward the shoes. Jay really, really needed some hiking shoes that would fly on Mount Charleston and in general. He has this, okay, this is gonna sound funny, right? But he has this goal of being able to hike barefoot, and he wants to strengthen and toughen up his very delicate baby feet. So he's been wearing these like kind of Vibram type things that are very barefoot while hiking, but are very much not waterproof and are not gonna fly in the snow, and he's been stepping on cholla cactus after cholla cactus and being like, ow my god! I don't think that's ever gonna change. I don't think his feet are ever gonna be strong enough to step on a cholla cactus. That would be insane evolution. I had been watching a bunch of thru hiker videos. Shout out to Homemade Wanderlust. And her friends swear by a trail runner. So I wanted to get Jay into a trail runner because I thought that it would be minimal enough that it wouldn't be like a rigid hiking boot, but still something that would allow him to walk semi-waterproofly without stepping on cholla cactuses.
It's a stone guard.
So there were about 4 customers looking at shoes at that time and only 1 shoe dude running back and forth, grabbing different shoes, testing out the fit, trying different things out for each customer, and this guy was a fucking shoe god. He wasn't some random teenage boy that was just like going back, grabbing whatever size you say you need and then throwing it at you and leaving and just sitting there waiting for his next break to go smoke a joint. No, this guy really cared about the fit of your hiking boots, and he was willing to work with your preference, your aesthetic preference. He was making you do the tapping on the front of the shoe to make sure that it's not going to hurt your big toe. He wanted to make sure everything was perfect. He was really a badass at his job, and he was the only one there doing the job at the moment. But he was so good, and I was so impressed watching him because I never see anyone doing their job with passion or even correctly. This guy had a passion for what he did, so I eventually said, whenever you have time, can you come help me as well? As you guys know, I have, well, maybe you don't know, I don't know, but as you guys might know, I have 4 pairs of Kodiak Surrey 2 boots, which I think are the most aesthetic hiking boots ever and are marketed as actually durable hiking boots. I love them, but at the same time, I do have splits in the soles of every single pair. So while I knew at this place I would probably get something uglier, I wanted to try something that this shoe god thought might be a better fit for my hiking. I tried on a few trail runners, I tried on a few different like smaller shoes, but I realized that I'm not comfortable in a shoe that doesn't have either a tall ankle or like no support around the ankle. So the 2 types of shoes that I wear, other than flip-flops, which I wear as well that have no ankle support, are the slip-on running shoes that I wear to the gym, and then tall ankle Kodiak hiking boots. So I am not used to the tied part of the shoe on my ankle. Like that was actually bothering and hurting me. So in the end, I ended up going with something that's similar to my Kodiak boots, but much better suited to actual hiking. The shoe portion actually took so fucking long that the store was closing by the time we finished and we couldn't even try on the clothes. So we left a giant pile of clothes with the shoe whisperer, and he was actually really appreciative to us because we were actually appreciating him being so good at his job. He was like nice and warming up to us, and he let us know that it was actually his last day working at REI because of how bad the management was or something like that. Clearly loved his job, but didn't love how he was being managed and left alone in the back of the store with no help. But he was like, oh yeah, you guys are actually probably my last customers ever here, which is like, oh. So basically all we got was gloves, a few extra things. Jay got 2 pairs of trail runners, one with a high ankle, one with a low ankle, and I got the Kodiak-like but better than Kodiak but less pretty than Kodiak boots. Oh, and can we take a moment to appreciate those tiny tent replicas that they have showing off their tents at all outdoor stores? So cute. And the wonderful fact that REI uses carabiners and climbing rope as the cue rope at the front of the checkout line. Oh, I love stuff like that. Little touches like that. Oh, so good. It's November 4th. Time to do my first hike with Reaper, my first hike on vacation, and my first hike with my new boots. We decided on a trail called Craft Mountain Summit, which is basically a rock scramble on red rock up to the summit, and then a loop back around to the parking lot. I thought that not only was this going to be a great way to test out the traction on my new shoes, but I thought it was going to be a lot of fun because something I love the most about hiking is rock scrambling. When you like have to look at it technically and think about, can I go this way? Can I go that way? And you're actually like pushing yourself up rocks and you feel like Laura Croft. I love that shit. The beginning of the hike is a quick walk through like open desert, and then you get to this place with a bunch of gigantic like house-sized boulders, and people are bouldering. Bouldering is basically rock climbing, but only like 20 feet high and without any kind of ropes, but you do have like a crash pad at the bottom. And the crash pads are really cute because they're like backpacks, so it's like a giant square like gymnastics mat on your back that you throw on the floor, and then you just climb up rocks, and if you fall down, you probably won't die. So we pass those people doing that, and we start what all trails described as a gentle descent up the side of the mountain. At one point, there was a place where Jay and I disagreed on which way to go. I thought that the gentler descent would be to the right and then up slightly, whereas Jay wanted to do like a very steep ascent, but we were supposed to be doing a loop, so I wanted to go this way and continue on what all trails said would be a gentle ascent. So he goes that way, I go this way, and we plan on reconverging like right away, but we get so far away from each other. Like to the point where if I yelled for him, he probably couldn't hear me, and half the time there were so many boulders I couldn't see him, which was kind of scary. So Jay ended up all the way at the top to the saddle, whereas I was still gently ascending, but he had to figure out a way to get all the way to the right to meet me on where the path was trying to go on the mountain. Hopefully this makes sense. As he's doing that, I'm just trying to make my way up gently. I'm trying to do things that are not too hard to get back down, but there were a few places where I definitely was just like in the mode where I was like, I have to do this because there's no way back down this way. So I end up going up places that are
quite hard. The path is very confusing. I'm trying the gentle ascent thing and absolutely failing. And at a certain point, we get to where he is just one boulder above me, and I am finally to this place that's really scary to scramble up trying to get to him. I scramble up the last really tough part, very slowly, very carefully, and on my last hunch over to grab the top rock, Victor slips out of my waist. You know how backpacks have the strap here and then they have a strap around the waist? I put Victor in there, so this is how Victor looks, and the strap is right here, like holding him against my stomach like that. Like that's how I did it with my smaller pack. And I hadn't tightened it, and I guess I had lost weight or I was wearing less clothing, and Victor just slips out and slides back down the tough area. My brand new fucking point and shoot camera, all scratched up. Oh my god, it's so high up. It's giving me AIDS. So I dropped Victor out of my waist pouch thing when I was climbing, and then also cut my arm on some bushes that didn't look crazy, but were. It's supposed to be a loop, but I don't know. Seems pretty scary from here. I'm so glad that it didn't fall farther down the mountain, which was a very high possibility. I was actually thinking like, oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to try to figure out a way down this place that doesn't look doable to get my fucking camera that's worth $1,000. Now I understand, and Jay hates me for taking it on hikes, but I understand I'm assuming the risk of the camera getting a little bit damaged in order to have nice footage and pictures, because that is one of the parts that I enjoy the most about hiking. The vlog camera is for out and about vlogging and nothing else, so that's why I take that risk. I don't know. Fortunately though, at this point, Victor's just scraped up a little bit. He still works, so we're all in the clear. We get to this point where we have to like slowly sideways shimmy across this pretty narrow ledge with some scary ass rocks down below, and above us where my head would be is like an overhang, and I'm just like, I am not feeling this. Jay walks across it very dangerously in my opinion and has no problem with it. I like hunch down and go under the overhang and I'm like crawling, and on the other side we just like can't see a path. So I'm thinking the gentle ascent thing probably works, we just went the wrong way somehow, and I'm like, I've had enough of this. I think we should go back down. I'm starting to get a little bit panicky. This is how far we are. Zoop. Still going. That's far. Alright, so I decided that I want to go back. It's getting a little too scary for me. It feels very just a scramble up the entire way, like finding your way, no real path. And then it says once we get to like the saddle before the summit, we have like a mile that includes like class 3 scrambles and stuff. Like I've only gone 0.7 miles of a 4-mile loop and I'm just super uncomfortable. It's pretty up here though. I think I've told you guys this many times before, but I have an extreme fear of heights. So anytime we do scrambling where it involves a lot of exposure, where like if you fuck up on a class 3 scramble, you fall down and you basically die if you make the wrong move. I have a really hard time with that, especially if it's an extended period and I have no idea what's going on in this trail, so I don't know what I'm gonna get myself into. And I'm already feeling anxiety about how the fuck do we get back down, because I don't know what Jay's path is like, and my path, pretty impossible to get back down, so I want to go home. We did eventually not die, as evidenced by me sitting right here telling you about it, and we make it back to the bouldering area, and Jay and I decide that we're gonna do a little bit of light bouldering just to hang out and take some pictures. I go up on this rock and I'm like, yeah, it would probably be hard for me to get back down from any higher than this point, but then while I'm just taking pictures of, I don't know what the fuck, butterflies and lizards and stuff, Jay goes all the way up on the top of the rock, and you can hear in the audio of some of this footage, there's like this little tiny boulderer girl that had to help him figure out a route to get back down. Wonder what kind of bird that is. It was pretty stressful. I really don't like not completing hikes. I feel like kind of a failure, especially because Jay wasn't freaked out about it. So we'll probably be back to try to finish it and try to figure out a different path that actually makes sense and not get split up and not get all anxiety ridden. But I was just happy to be back to Reaper. I like the white dust on the wheels. It looks good. And happy to go get some Shake Shack. It's high up. Look. It's high up. Look. Pan out.
Oh. I don't listen to you.
Well, you started looking with your head. You're like, oh yeah, it is high up. Interesting.
It's November 5th now. Wow, this is a long video. I apologize. The other subsequent 3 videos will not be as long, hopefully. But there's just as cool stuff in them, so I cannot wait to share them with you. 2 hikes in a row, and the last hike. Look at this. It's the last hike on my Red Rock map. We have, as of November 5th, I don't know if you can see, hiked every single Red Rock hike on the Red Rock map. Except for Bridge Mountain, but that shit is scary. We got to the trailhead of White Rock Loop, took some sexy Instagram pictures with Reaper, and started the trail. I really enjoyed this trail. It was really fun. It was a good trail runner's trail and good for my cardio, which I'm trying to work on. It was like up and down and up and down. I was enjoying the trail and the challenge, and just as I was walking, the best thing in the world ever happens. In order to capture my honest excitement, I will just insert these clips here. Enjoy.
My first living tarantula! Yay! Hello! Don't leave me, please. You are so fucking cool. Oh my god. Hi there. Hi. Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm sorry.
He's gonna spit at you.
Don't throw hairs at me, please. He's frozen. Oh, You're gonna start moving? Like, does she still know I'm here? That was a cool zoom out. You are the coolest thing. Oh, I want to spend all day following you. Yeah. Bye-bye. I don't want to scare you. I'm sorry.
After the lovely tarantula, the trail winds around this mountain, and on the back of the mountain there's literally a hidden forest. It's called the Hidden Forest of Red Rock, and it looks like a Mount Charleston, Seattle-esque, totally different biome environment scenery on the same trail that was pretty barren and deserty. Fucking the most gorgeous thing ever. I love this trail.
I also love this kitty. I love you. You don't like this, do you? But that's what you asked for when you come in here and meow while I'm trying to film.
So it's hard to explain. You kind of have to be there, in my opinion. I don't think any of the footage of anything I film does any of it justice. But there's this random rock formation that's totally out of place within the middle of the forest, and it was just so pretty. I didn't get any good pictures, but I definitely want to go back and take pictures there because it's just like, oh, it's so fucking gorgeous. I actually plan on doing this trail more often once I get sick of all of the other trails around Red Rock and around Vegas and around Arizona and around California and around Utah, maybe go to Moab, I don't know. But I do plan to come back and take good pictures there. So make sure you follow my Instagram, of course. This was definitely one of my favorite Red Rock hikes to date. It wasn't dangerous, but it was a good workout. I really like the scrambling. I really like the red rocks. I really like the dangerous, high, scary peaks with the registries, but this was just a solid hike. 6 miles, loop. You can do it either which way. It goes up Rocky Gap Road, so if Red Rock is like super packed, I can always just fucking off-road it on Rocky Gap Road and park randomly on the side in one of the like pink Jeep turnarounds or something. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
I can't find the sun. It's behind me. There, somewhere behind me. And look. Where is it? Why can't I see? There it is. Whoa. This is why 200mm lens is good.
It's crazy that my last hike on the list, other than the ultimate hike that I don't think I'm fit and non-acrophobic enough yet to challenge myself to do. It's crazy that that hike landed on my birthday vacation, and it's also crazy that it was my first living tarantula. So fitting to happen on my birthday vacation. Happy fucking birthday to me. What a great day.
So this big loop ends basically with coming back from the Madre Trail. If you guys haven't watched my Halloween special yet, you should. It's not really Halloween-y, so you can enjoy it at any time of the year, but I put a lot of work into it, and this is one of the paths that we took, so it might look familiar to you guys. There was this cool rock that I got some footage of. It has like a tree growing in the middle of it, and it has like a name. I forget what the name is. Let me look. It was called the Shinarump.
So we were coming up close to the final stretch, and we see another hiker, and the hiker was asking us at what time the park closed, and the hiker turns around to keep going, and this big ass fucking deer just jumps out in front of us and is like startled that we were there. I think he was like sleeping.
Hello. You are majestic.
He's very majestic though.
Okay, you have horns. You kind of scare me, not gonna lie. The final stretch of the trail going the way that we went was pretty hard, but it was getting more and more beautiful as we were walking because sunset was setting in, which was really cool. I remember getting back to my Jeep, sitting in the back while I was putting all of my gear away, and just enjoying the beautiful fucking sunset with my brand new car, having seen a tarantula finally, which is one of my bucket lists here in Vegas since I've moved here. I hadn't seen a live one, a bunch of dead ones. Great trail, great workout. I was so ready to go get some good food. And then I made Jay drive out of the trailhead because on the way there it was kind of bumpy and he like wasn't enjoying it, and I'm like, dude, off-roading, even a little bit of bumpiness is so much fun. He doesn't get it. He's not a Jeeple. I'm making Jay drive on the bumpy part because I thought it was fun and he didn't seem as thrilled. Whee! I like it. I need to get the things here to hold on to because I don't like this one. I feel like that's too far forward to hold on to. Ooh, big one. Let's go. Woo!
Jesus Christ.
Switching?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we got home after some good food and ended the night with some Zelda Breath of the Wild. November 6th has come and it is an entirely different monster. No more off-roading, no more outdoors adventure. Today I wanted to go to the Orleans arcade. Jay and I have this thing where we go to arcades and then we find the perfect machine to exploit. We get a bunch of tickets and then I get a bunch of plushies or something that I want from there. Particularly, I wanted to go to the Orleans arcade because they have a lot of really cool like Pac-Man, Sonic, Mario stuff. It's basically like a Namco arcade or something. So all of the prizes are really great. But on the way, I decided that I wanted to stop at 4 Wheel Parts, which is the biggest Jeep modding company here in Nevada. I wanted to just like look around and get a feel for things. I didn't know anything about modding a Jeep at that point. I knew that I wanted to do some stuff. Did I want a lift kit? Did I want new fenders? Did I want a winch? I had no fucking idea. I know so much more now, but I just wanted to look and get a feel for it. I've done so much research now that I pretty much know exactly what I want, but then I am more confused than before I stepped in there. I know I want to change out the bumpers, the front, the back, and maybe the side hip things on the tires or whatever. Fender flares. My idea is that I'm gonna wait a while until I really know her and he how she fix your fucking brakes, Jesus fuck. Yes, he should. It was a really pretty day once again. We were getting to the Orleans around the time that it started to sunset, and something I love about Vegas that I didn't see at all in Washington is that the sky, especially in summer, spring, and fall, it's like crazy. When I first moved here, I was Instagramming every single day the sky, and now I think I'm kind of used to it. But that particular day, another amazing view. So the Orleans is like a 3-star cheesy hotel made to look kind of like Mardi Gras or something. It's not that luxurious, but it's where Jay and I have spent most of our time when we didn't live in Vegas, coming here for both modeling and for the Olympia Expo. The Expo's not here, it's at the convention center, but at the Orleans they would always have the Mr. Olympia competition. We took Jay's sister there the month prior and she said it has heart. But it basically has everything in one place. It has a food court, it has a bowling alley, a movie theater, an arcade, an arena, and a ton of gambling stuff, which I don't care about. So we got to the arcade, we did what we normally do, we scope out the machines, check which ones might be most beneficial to us. We played some of the favorites for fun, we played skee ball, we played that keyboard game that I really like, and we played this Connect 4 with basketballs. It's really cool. Like, you throw a basketball into one of the hoops and that's where you want to put your Connect 4 piece, which was way harder and more chaotic than we thought it would be. We thought it would be like really easy. All right, connects 4 hoops.
Red player, shoot! Hurry up!
We tried to take advantage of Sonic Kids basketball, you know, the usual kind of thing. But it didn't give that many tickets, for probably obvious reasons. Until we found this sack game. Now, I really love the sack game. It's really complex and has a lot of intricacies to it. And it was just really fun to like throw the sacks into the holes. I don't know. And at one point I got like 500 tickets. That's a lot.
How much? Oh my god, how?
And look at that one that got stuck there.
How many tickets did you get for that?
77? Why?
Is it? What is it?
Well, because 50,000 is 100.
500, yeah, look.
I don't even know how I did it, but the points just lined up for me. That was our game, because not only was it fun, but it was exploitable to get a lot more tickets. As I was filming this, some worker came up to us and he was like, "Are you filming for personal reasons or for YouTube?" And I was like, "For personal reasons." And then he was like, "Okay, well, you can't film in here," which was weird. It's like he expected me to say that I was a YouTuber and then he was gonna say, "Well, you can't film in here." And he had to tell me anyway not to film in there because it was clear I wasn't using it for personal reasons. I don't know, but it was stupid. I think he kind of just assumed I was a YouTuber. So unfortunately for the rest of the day, I couldn't film anymore, but I did sneak a little bit of footage of my Ahigao Mario Kart avatar. Enjoy. Later, 2 girls came up to us and they were like, I don't know, 7 and 13 or something. And they were like, "Are you a YouTuber? Oh my God." And Jay was like, "Yeah." And then they were asking me what my channel name was and I wouldn't tell them. And Jay was like really confused and he's like, oh, she's just shy, like trying to not be rude to these little girls. I don't know if it's obvious to you guys, post in the comments before I tell you why I didn't tell those little girls my channel name, but it would go something like this. "Hey little girls, why don't you check out Tara Babcock?" They pull out their phones because 5-year-olds have iPhones these days, and they type in my name. First video on my channel, Tara's sex toy haul. They click it, it's playing, because of course we know kids on YouTube don't use YouTube's kids like they should. Lo and behold, as they're watching my video, getting acquainted with who I am as a content creator, their parents stroll up, and I, a grown woman inside of a children's arcade, is showing these children what to do with sex toys. Doesn't sound like a good idea, does it? Later, as I was reflecting on why the worker knew that I was a YouTuber and why these 2 little girls knew I was a YouTuber, I realized this is what I use to film my footage when I'm out and about. No normal person would have this setup. No normal person would have an external mic. I know Vlad's a little fucked up right now. Something's wrong with him. What's new? But this is what I used to carry. Tourist? Clearly a YouTuber. All in all, the arcade haul was a pretty good haul. This is what we got. We got 2 Pikachu cushions, which I'm gonna regret taking out of the bags.
You can see them through the bag.
No, it's cuter this way. They're sparkly. Look at that, sparkly cheeks. Someone's smoking cigarettes, always a good time in Vegas. And then, okay, Jay's party pooper. This one winks. It's like that. Then we also got this cup, a ghost. Same color as Reaper, so I'm gonna use this as my keychain probably. And then I just got a little wristband. And after that, we went to eat at TGI Fridays, which is apparently now rebranded as Just Fridays. We had this amazing Oreo dessert, which I recommend because it's not that bad on calories either. Oreos, for some reason, not only are they vegan, which is like, what the fuck? This dessert wasn't because it had like vanilla ice cream, but how the fuck are Oreos vegan when they're not even trying to be for vegans? It's really weird. And they're actually like not that bad for you as far as bad for you tasting things go. But anyway, I recommend that dessert if you're ever at Fridays. When we got home, Jay really wanted to film me opening one of his birthday presents, which was sus. Jay never wants to film anything. It's a present from Jay. Give you a surprise.
Scared me. I wasn't filming probably. You know what makes it more realistic?
What?
It came from China.
Oh,
So
okay,
maybe
yeah.
there's a spider in there.
Give you a surprise. Why does it say it's gonna give me a surprise?
I know. I thought I ruined it, but it worked.
Eve! Okay, I'm gonna give you a surprise, Eve. Eve! What? I should have known. And for the rest of the night, we just did our normal thing. Fucked, played Breath of the Wild on the couch. Eve attacked me from under the couch. The usual. Relaxing night. November 7th. I don't have much to report on this day because this was a rest day. I promised Jay that we wouldn't be running and gunning every single day, and I didn't want to be honest. I don't like going out that much, but I do, while I'm on vacation, like to do more things than I commonly would, obviously, especially things like hiking now that I like to do stuff like that, and now that I have the new car, obviously. But today was just a rest day. What we did is we spent the whole day on the couch, finishing Breath of the Wild and starting Link's Awakening. Very nice, relaxing, and recharging day. Oh yeah, and we went to the gym, but that's like standard shit. November 8th, the final day in the first week, we are nearing the end, was a day that I didn't do much because I was busy setting up, preparing, and planning for the live birthday F&M that I did that was 4
hours long. If you guys want to watch that video, I will link it down in the description. It's on the channel already as FNM number 161, and oh my god, I'm losing my voice from making this video. I just want to take a quick second, even though this video is already long enough, to let you guys know how absolutely fucking special you made my entire birthday, my entire year, and I hope you guys know how much I fucking appreciate every single one of you and all of the time you spent with me on that Friday night. Thank you so much. It was a great night. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video detailing the first week of my birthday vacation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, I really do. The next one will be out on Tuesday, then Thursday, then Saturday, and then we'll get back to regularly scheduled programming, but I hope you enjoyed this format. I am having so much fun going back and reliving this vacation through the footage that I took, compiling it for you guys, and making it into a video that I will actually watch in the future to relive this awesome moment in my life. Thank you for affording me the month off to do all of these things that I've wanted to do, and for sticking around and for watching this video especially. You guys are fucking amazing. I'm putting a ton of work into these, so I really hope you enjoy them. Let me know if there's anything you do enjoy about these as opposed to just regular out and about vlogs where I just put a bunch of footage together. I hope you enjoyed this relaxing onesie visage, and I will see you again on Tuesday for week number 2. The next weeks are going to be, I think, shorter, but with a lot of fun stuff. I did so many cool things. In fact, I pretty much did a really big cool thing like once a week, so it's gonna be easy for me to title these videos. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, if you want to see what I did on November 9th, which is tomorrow in this chronology, I already uploaded that video. It's entitled The Last Day of My 20s, which I will also link down in the description. So watch this video and watch that one if you haven't already, and then you'll be ready to watch week number 2. See you guys in the next one. Love you. If I haven't said it 10 times already.